Can you see the light, builders? Can you see it? It is so close now. We are so close now to the light. Now, which camera are we using? Probably main? Yeah, look at that. Guessed correctly. There we go. All right, we are back with Cultist Simulator. A very short, quick playthrough, probably be done in like 2 streams, he said naively. Meanwhile, here we are on stream 4. Although, today, guys, today we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, guys. Where were we? Yes, where were we? We are making plans. We are making great plans. I predict that we will be able to finish today, but that's gonna be a little bit dependent on a couple different cooldowns. So, we are the Mirror of Glory. We are working on an ascension ritual to ascend to greater depths of power. And we're actually not that bad. So we have currently, if we had to do it this second, if we did this one with my offering and my desire. So right now we're at 21 and we need to get to 36, I believe. So we could get there purely through a level 15 aspect. We know of the Peacock Door. We have strong suspicions that that is where we can get the best aspects. I know that's the case. And we know what we're looking for. To open the Peacock Door, there are no cracks. Only a mirror is of use there. So we need a mirror. We have not lucked out and pulled a mirror tool yet. We have all the locations in the Shire. We are going to systematically chew our way through the Shire. We will probably use the Mystique Berry technique to keep that running. What else do we need? Slightly metagame knowledge, but I know once we start our enlightenment, because I've died to enlightenment many a time, we are going to need some friends to talk to about the light. And so I would like to have a nice little stable of friends before we start that ride. Once we hop on the lightning, there's no getting off, basically. And we would like to be making calculated risk moves instead of frantic flailing around when we're doing that. So luckily we have a few friends here. The next thing I need to test, because since I played, at least for that victory, these used to have a timer on them. And so it was incredibly difficult to keep a stockpile of less than willing friends to take part in our ritual. If I can have at least a little stable of them, we'll be pretty golden. I don't want to experiment with that right now because we're already doing Mystique stuff. So I think we're going to let this Mystique stuff ride out. We'll let this guy go away. We may let him come back once or... Yeah, look at that. Here he comes again. And we've got a bajillion Mystique. Was I burying? I must have been burying on purpose. So we need to hit here. I need to imprison some of them. And that's the main thing we need at the moment. Another thing we could do is we're still missing a lot of cultists. We could keep recruiting. I don't hate that idea. We have a little bit of a minor problem, let's call it, in that I don't have a lot of what I need here to do the next one. A substantial history. I can do that one. Okay, well, let's work on that one because that's something we can do. We are at 20 funds, so I probably should take care of that too. Let's go to the auction house and I guess let's start selling off some of these bronze. I like to get that back up to 30 or maybe even 40 just so we don't have an oopsie poopsie while we're doing things. Looks like my reasons here. Passion's a little worn out. Our various doors. We're a little low on lore. I feel like we haven't really gotten particularly lucky. Through literally blood, sweat, and tears, we've managed to get up to this. Our ritual would be even easier if we could upgrade this some more. I believe possible. I know it's possible. We just need more books. Let me check in with chat here. Hey, Caddy. Sadly, I will miss the stream, but good luck. I will take your luck. Goodness knows we need it. Simba says, let's go. Hello, Shannon. Cross. Time to be the best cultist ever. I hope so. Looking forward to this. Me too, me too. Hey, Gray. Okay, and we're off and running, basically. That is the plan. And we're not studying anything. I don't currently have any new books to read, unfortunately. Yeah. It's never a bad idea just to have a vitality banging around. Why don't we just grab a vitality here quick while we're not doing anything else? Good morning, Abby. I hope you slept well. Yeah, we did our Walpurgis night polls for Olympus Company last night. I meant it to be a quick, short stream, and it turned out to be like an hour long. So I think we're just gonna need to accept that Babbel's got a lot of endurance, and just whenever we're talking about timers, just know that that's gonna be the case. Speaking of timers, I think I am gonna move my camera around again. I don't like how this is doing, but I decided to follow the ancient advice of Sun Tzu, and Sun Tzu said, never adjust camera settings before going live. And I decided for once I would follow his advice instead of making changes literally 5 seconds before we go in. What will you play in place of this game? Well, one of two things. I am very much on the short list for a Song of Six playthrough again. They've had a good patch, and the ending of my last series, I did a Things I Wish I Knew Sooner video that's been really popping off lately. So that kind of tells me the algorithm's kind of primed for me to do a playthrough for that. But Songs of Six is a game of endurance. I don't think that game's going anywhere anytime soon, aka I think it's going to be popular for a long time. Meanwhile, today is the 1.0 launch of Pal World. And if for no other reason than to stick it to a corporate overlord, I'm gonna stream that at least once. So if it's popular, we may do a little playthrough of that. I played it before when it came out in EA, but I never finished it. And if it's unpopular, I still want to twist that fork a little bit. And then maybe we'll jump into Song of Six. I'd also like just to see how survival crafters do on the channel. One of my white whales is to actually beat Conan Exiles. And Pal World would be a good palette tester to see if the channel would be interested in that kind of gameplay. So that I haven't decided. I will literally have to make the decision when we finish this run. So I will need to decide relatively soon. All right, another thing we could sell is these Greek books. Let's go ahead and sell those too, just to get those out of my way. Make my board slightly less cluttered here. Okay, Poppy is still on cooldown. Yeah, I feel like our basically all of our loot from our expeditions has felt pretty weak, in all honesty. I don't feel like we've had any like super lucky runs, unfortunately. Apparently my lunch has given me hiccups. Perfect. Also, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and hit the construction site. Like I said, I like keeping a couple of vitalities around so that when we need them, we got them. Okay. We are still riding the Tiger of Mystique, and we will be for another hot minute. We could probably start an expedition now if I don't do anything else sketchy. And he'll be done. Well, hold on. Is he still coming? Okay, it didn't pop a second one. We do have that illness on the way. That's my vitality for the illness. Like, this music's really quiet. Oh, that's because my headset is literally like almost muted. Yeah, that would explain it. Hey, Shinosuke. Well, I think you can upgrade Moth and Grail and then change them to land. We can, but I'm just a little worried something will come up that I need from these. Keeping a 6 order seems to be about the level that I'm getting commissions at, so I really don't want to get rid of it. I guess here we could still keep a Moth, so we could get it to here and then transfer 1 over. That doesn't get me enough. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. And I would rather just get the lore from a book if I can. We saw the amount of difficulty that can generate sometimes. All right, Silver Sprinte. Poppy's still on cooldown. We made $2 for the Greek book. You know, oh, let's just get rid of the other one too. Already can read Greek. We don't need reference books for that anymore. Okay, illness is on its way. We're still doing that. Yeah. Yoink. And I think we're gonna be hitting the construction job quite a bit here. It's just a nice, safe thing. The absolute worst thing could happen would be an injury, and I don't think we can get injured with the level of skill we have. So that's just a super safe way that we could just keep our money rolling over. Okay, illness is coming. One more mystique. Man, we're just drowning in that, aren't we? We are gonna have a restlessness coming up here in a minute. Get in their vitality. Made $8 off of that. Yeah, here comes that restlessness. We'll save our slot for painting here, I think. Okay, and we're gonna paint, and we actually don't want to do anything too. Oops. We don't want anything crazy here. I just want to get rid of the restlessness, so we'll just do it via that. Poppy, you back? Poppy's back. Let's see what she has for us for a commission. Want some winter lore of 4. Yes, we could totally do that. Okay, and the dock is almost back. Extra vitality. Okay. Dr. Aladim, what do you got for me, buddy? I don't want to generate Mystique, so I'm not going to add coins to that. We'll probably still get at least 1, though, knowing my history lately. I wish we could also use Study on these. Okay, our health is back. Great. We made $6 on that one. Wow. Okay. Yoink. 39. All right, we could probably get started on an expedition. This should burn out. Okay, so I guess we just do the next one. I think the loot from these is like weighted random. So I don't think you're guaranteed anything, although I totally could be wrong about that. So Keglin Scratch. Here the Romans dug for silver until they reached the unsanctioned space where the names hid the things not fit for sunlight. Many others have come since, even as the tunnels crumble, some never left. Okay, that sounds like we maybe would need some light since it sounds dark. And we're definitely gonna want some stabby stab. And actually, of my stabbers, we're gonna send Elridge because he was wounded last time. He has a scar that gave him 2 winter power. So him plus one of our winter disciples would get us up to 7, and that might be high enough to do something. And then of course we're gonna need some funds. We prepare for the descent. We bring rope, tools, light. We arm ourselves against anything down there that might yet move. Pretty sure Kelgan might have a curse. We'll deal with it when we deal with it. Curses are my absolute bane when I started this game. Every time I would have a good run going, a curse would just destroy me. Okay, artist reward. Unfortunately, there's 3 more Mystique. Perfect. All right, well, we may just be forever Mystiqued. That may just be our life now. What I don't want is tentative evidence sitting around. All right, what do we got? The fretful dead. Not all dead rest easy. These ones dislike our intrusion. We can prevail against them with edge. They may also obey one who has winter. All right, so we could send more edge. We could send winter. Just out of curiosity, would winter do it? Sure. Let's send winter, and if that doesn't work, we have more edge. Remember, winter is undead. Those things that are not which dead. Okay, we Mystiquing now. I have no deadly cards on the board. We're looking for We call upon the watchman who navigates. The watchman will clear our sight so that we will certainly pass without air. I'm not sure if that means that we actually won that, but just in case, I am gonna up our edge a little more. We don't need these people for anything else, so. Lucked out, no curse. Pfft, I ain't afraid no curse. We have the power of heart if we need it. We do have 10 heart, by the way. Okay, yes and yes. We'll immediately start working on this. Lore fragment of at least 2. Don't think that actually matters. There you go. Okay, and Poppy. No reason not to get ourselves a little bit of a nest egg, just in case the worst shall happen. Ironically enough, I think we're gonna actually succeed too fast. And my stupid detective's still gonna be on the board. This is such a first world problem. Okay, prepare for the next challenge. All right, again, I like to keep an extra fund in case I oopsies. There's another restlessness coming, why not? I guess we'll paint you away. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get rid of all this mystique. All right, we're gonna mystique berry. All right, yep. All right, I'm already committed to that. All right, so we're gonna be painting for a while. I'm only gonna put 3 because 4 I feel like starts provoking visions. Yeah, I don't want that to end yet, so we'll do that. Our inspiration is gonna be restlessness. And I guess if we're already gonna say we're gonna bury Mystique, maybe it's time to cover another guy. You could play 60 cards at a time church bingo. I mean, I suppose so. Base bingo has never particularly interested me. Funny bingos about like a video or an event is pretty funny though, I will say. All right, we got fresh tea here, gentlemen. Babbel's favorite cheap Lipton tea. Yeah. So that first tea when it's extra strong, just a little bit too strong. Not that halftime tea where it's a little bit milder. Okay, yeah, I think we're just committed to generating Mystique. In that case, I want to put a pawn, betray and imprison a follower. All right, this is a little bit of science. What I hope happens here is that we just have a second betrayed follower. That would be my ideal. Okay, we do. And neither one of them has a timer. Okay. And we get the notoriety, which we knew was going to happen. So what that's telling me is we're going to continue to bury him in Mystique. I may as well just go whole hog here. How many of these guys do I want to betray? And I think the answer is probably yes. 5? 5 will probably do us. 5 will probably do us. All right. The reason I want to do them all at once is we'll be on the same timer for all of our notoriety. What do you want? Our strength is matchless. The dead are pale as inverse shadows. They move like cobwebs in a breeze. Almost certainly they can't stand before us. We'll send them mumbling back to the shadows of the wood. Okay, so that's saying that we have enough power with what we've sent. Yeah, and you know what? Just in case we do get a curse, we'll go ahead and start upping our heart power. In case that's the next obstacle. All right. We are going to cause... This is a little on the risky side. If I screw this up, I'm going to be very sad. That's all I have to say. I'm going to be very sad. Prisoners had timers. You had to, you can betray hirelings from Explore 2. Yeah. I want everything in place before we start that project. And since I can put them in place... All right, now I do want Mystique, so we will add paint here. Somebody told me that that can add Mystique. I actually don't know that for certain, but I'm willing to chance it. All right, we'll do one more. So we'll have 5 prisoners, and we'll keep 1 spare in case we have other needs. All right, so I want... Yeah, come. I have a new book I'd like to show you. And then these are like the missing person reports that are piling up. And just suspiciously are all people that deal with us. I don't know why you would say that, officer. We're just a used bookstore. You're not here to censor book. Well, actually, he probably is here to censor books. Okay, that is a project that just needed to happen. That squares that away. This is now our full focus. And of course, making sure we keep the Mystique rolling. And to that end, you know what? Let's go do some recruiting. I don't know. Some people have just dropped out of our D&D game that we played at the back of the bookstore. Ooh, somebody got wounded. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. How did we fail that? All right, we finished our painting. We earned 1 extra fund. Glimmering, don't care. 2 Mystique, we like that. A contentment. My paint skill. And my passion. And we just immediately hit it back up. So we're gonna do that. We'll take the lower timer Mystique and refresh it. Yeah, that should be fine. We will paint. I don't want to be too high key, so we'll just paint something relatively chill. And we'll just keep that rolling. All right, this wound throws a little bit of a kink into things. Because I'm trying to recruit at the moment. Who did they wound? They wounded my winter person. Our expedition plans for the next challenge, it'll consume funds. So I think we got it, but it still shows. I'm not certain. I think we just failed the roll. All right, we're gonna send some more help. Something seems bugged with the expeditions. If you have over 10, it seems to fail you. I failed every 10 plus on expeditions I've made. Oh, I thought you were saying it was just me, and I was like, yeah, have you seen my RNG, man? All right, so she is wounded. Actually, if we luck out, she might actually get more winter power when we heal her. So that is a very high priority right here. We need to make sure we heal her so we don't lose somebody. And they did grab a notoriety. How did you manage to do that? You should have been stuck in Mystique Land. All right, well, if he makes tentative evidence, we'll deal with it like we always do. That does make me sad, though. We got RNG'd. I thought they had to take the Mystique first. Of course, maybe I put so many bullets in the chamber here. Our strength is, yeah, our strength is still matchless. I don't think I have anybody else who would be relevant. I mean, I guess we could send the knock people. All right. Since we don't know what the next challenge will be, I'm just trying to prep ourselves to do it. All right, what we don't want is him to pull in a second one. We would really prefer if he would just stick up here like a good boy. Wait 3 seconds. All right, I'm gonna need, okay, that just grabbed my other passion, that's fine. And then we'll put, again, the lowest one in here. Yeah, we'll paint some contentment. All right, what are you gonna grab, buddy? It better be Mystique. Hunter found notoriety. They will try to use it to create evidence if they're meticulous. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's not pulling, though. I would have expected him to pull right there. That's a little weird. Fascination, we don't have a problem with. Treasure lies before us. Okay, yeah, see, now it cleared out. Now it cleared him out. All right, so I send extra funds because that's what I do. All right. That's fine. It's fine. We're just gonna need to keep the Mystique train rolling. After he pulls one notoriety, he rolls to produce the evidence and stops even if you... Oh, okay. I thought he continued to grab that, but I guess that's when he considers the evidence. I've been relatively careful not to have that. All right, but we never know when another one's coming, so we got to be ready to produce Mystique. Violet, an acquaintance. Violet has always given unstingingly of her time, easing the pain of the dying. Uh-oh. You sound very wintry, miss. How exactly are you easing their pain? Just asking for a friend. Attempt to heal a follower. Yes, and we'll pay for it. Yeah, we don't need any oopsies there. That may have been a blessing in disguise, though. If she can get a strength 2 winter wound, that would be really helpful, actually. Okay, a bunch of Mystique. Nothing else deadly up here. A bunch of glimmerings. We're going into despair, which we've taken care of. Okay, so she paid me. Okay, I need to get a new job. Okay, I think we're gonna just go work our regular job here for a second. I like keeping a vitality on the board, so that's a great way to get one. All right, and we did succeed. Once a lady. In the lead-lined sarcophagus lies a skeleton of a woman. She wasn't buried here. It looks like she crawled in to die. Something has happened to the shape of her skull, pushing out the jaw like the muzzle of a beast. Scraps of rotting linen swathe her body. Treasure lies amongst the remains of her clutching hands between her ribs. We got a bronze splinterite. Ah. I love it when a plan comes together. Cracked, wildering mirror. A deep crack runs across the shimmering metal. A forge-aspected follower could repair it with sufficient resources, or I could use up what power remains in it. You just became very important. In fact, let's just keep you right here for a second. Bide's blade. A cut from this blade will not cease bleeding until the wound is healed. One account is that Bide was a knife-collecting surgeon highwayman of the 18th century Toulouse. Another claims Bide is only the bastardization of the Arabic word for mosquito. Abby, can I get a fact check on that? Bide, Bede. What's the Arabic word for mosquito? Anglicized. Make this more complicated. Okay, we got some funds. Okay, and then all my people came back, and we did get a notoriety. No surprise there. Okay, well, we lucked out. That was not a guaranteed drop, but this is what we need to go to the peacock door. All right, in fact, you are very important to me. Let's keep you... In fact, I think we're going to start moving a few things. Yeah, in fact, I think we're going to move a lot of things. You know it's significant when Babel makes a change to the board. Okay. And actually, I guess technically that. Okay. All right, we're not going to be doing any exploring anytime too soon. Let's go make a few... Nope, not the club. Let's go make a few more bucks. I don't want to have to think about money, basically. If he pulls any more, you're going to need to tamper the evidence. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to have to fiddle with evidence. I have never succeeded at tampering at evidence. I don't know if it's RNG or if it's just horrible luck, but it is terrible. Wounds almost never help. The thresholds are 3, 5, 10. Wounds give 2. 2 plus a tool can be pretty interesting. It also could be useful if you're putting them into rituals. Okay, so I need to repair the mirror, so we gotta wait for this to be done. What do we got coming next? Okay, another desire. No, a despair. It might be time that we jump on the tiger here. You summon the voiceless dead or a smoke monster to handle evidence. What is the moth summon? If I remember right, they are ridiculously good at eating evidence. Allegedly. Okay, she's back. She got some edge, so was not useful. I guess like edge could be handy in that, like, because that's 2, we send one of these guys her, and then we could send 3 pawns or a hireling. So I don't know. It has potential to do something. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I want to fix the mirror. So we need Velikine. Remember, she has very strong hands for a woman. We'll discuss occult business with her. Yes. And then I'd like you to fix this. Repair a cracked wildering mirror. We can begin to repair this, but it will take at least a bronze spinthra to purchase the necessary materials. So, Abby, you were asking about this. Ba'ad. That is actually hilarious. So, YouTube was actually good enough that it was able to auto-translate your Arabic, and it translated it to mosquito. So it was able to do that correctly. Ba'ad. Moth is 5 is 70% chance. I have never succeeded, Justin. It is so horrible. Okay, so, but anyways, Abby, you were asking what else we could do with our money. This is another one. So we can pay for tutoring in languages, which, you know, if you have bad luck and just don't get the book, can be kind of nice. This is another thing we can do is purchase occult materials, let's say. Don't let me miss this timer. Do not let me miss that timer. All right, work-wise, I don't have another job we can do, so yep, we'll just continue to work at the construction site. Forge key, moth summons, makes smoke monster, whose name I forgot. It's not the maid in the mirror, right? And it's not the other mirror creature. Okay, still more despair coming. That's fine. What I don't want to see in here is the hunter. This guy's going to be a problem. We might need to try to chew that. Or maybe we just continue our mystique dumping. We do have quite a lot. All right, 6 funds, sure. What are we up to? Let's do 1 more. That takes us above 40 funds. And here, I mean, as long as I'm spamming this also, we're actually coming out ahead in money. Still despair. Our worst one here is 43 seconds other than the brand new one. Okay, there you go. My follower is at work on the mirror. Please don't get wounded while doing this. Pretty please. Okay, pulled in 4 funds. Who was the cheapskate that only bid 4 on that? Okay, memory. We got more despair hunting. Oh, here comes our boy. Okay, so in 59 seconds, these 2 will be gone. This one is still here. I think we're gonna start white dooring. And we're gonna look for a favor. So we're gonna stop going to the construction site. Made is winner, edge and knock. Need a big winner. The only summon I've ever done anything with that was particularly good was I had the, whatever the forge one was. That was the one that I used in my victory run. He was just nice because he could pretty much just bulldoze through anything that wasn't a curse in expeditions. She's best girl. She's the only summon who won't betray you. Gray lets out that he's actually in favor of the maid cafe. The occult maid cafe. I mean, that does sound kind of cool. It'd be Victorian themed, probably. Okay. Keep spinning those plates. I think we're going to start generating some more mystique. All we got to do is hold him off for less than 3 minutes. Let's start painting again. And let's really get the mystique rolling here. And we'll do a memory. A mood piece. King Crucible. Yeah, King Crucible. I like me some King Crucible. All right. The mirror is repaired. It shines again as it did once before. All right. You know what? You're my only forge. You can go next to where Clifford used to be. You can be third in command. Clifford is, or Clifton is busy. You're going to be the third in command. When he's not here, Valacine, you and your strong hands will keep control. Okay. We need to get past this crisis before we start playing with that, though. Patience is your friend in this game. It's knowing when you got to go hard and when you got to just relax and slow down. And we're in a slowdown. We just did a hard. Now we're in the slowdown phase. All right, now, I think the favor has always been over here when I've seen it. I don't think I've seen a favor from the lodge. Although the Baldur Darmian, or whatever her name is over here. Have I ever summoned Nazim? I've summoned a couple just on accident when I was experimenting blind, especially the stupid zombie. But King Crucible is the only one I've ever made any use out of. More like Ba'aud. There's an old assassin story about a weapon that would wound you, wouldn't stop bleeding. Oh, cool. That's probably what this is made after. Any roll you need to add on -50 to consider Babel's luck. Yep. See, Haas, you understand me. Only ever seen favor from the lodge. Okay, so maybe my memory is backwards. Very normal music in here. All right, I will take the advice and we'll see if you're wrong. Just note, we have room at the back of the bookstore if you're incorrect. A fascination. Not deadly or anything, but definitely not something I would have chosen at the moment. What do we got coming up? Desire. I think... Man, we got a lot of plates spinning. Okay, 1. We could sleep on our fascination with a fleeting memory and get rid of it. 2. We continue to go to the stag door to try to find a favor in case things go sideways. He is here. We only have 2 minutes that we need to buy time for. 3. Do we start the ascension? This is gonna take a while. I think we start the ascension. I'm pretty sure we are at the step where we need to sleep on this and we need to dedicate ourselves to enlightenment. You know what? No. I just got done ranting about when to put on and take off the gas. It's take off the gas. Let's just let that one go. We'll just let it go. Let's deal with this situation first. Okay, he's mistaken. We like that. You should definitely pay all attention in the world to this giant pile of mystique that I'm generating. Okay, you guys all... Wait, buzzing in the brain? Okay, you know what? That sounds like we might be getting a second one. Let's just get rid of you. No reason to have that banging around here. Okay, we'll do another painting. Again, just a fleeting memory. It's fine. All right, we have 99 seconds that we need to hide this notoriety. I don't like that some of my mystique wore out. He's got 2 more to grab. Okay, vitality. Okay, there was a restlessness. That's fine. We can paint that. Can you hit 36? Yes, with a 15 aspect, and we have the mirror now, so I'm pretty sure we have it. We'll check in here in a second. Let's focus on the plate made of razors at the moment. So I'm gonna let that happen. That's gonna be a second restlessness. I think we might promote somebody. Yeah, you know what? Let's promote somebody. Yeah, let's do welcome in, welcome in. Let's get that one shoot up. Yeah, I think one of the first hurdles you have to learn when you play this game is not to starve to death. And the second hurdle is restlessness. Once you figure out how to deal with restlessness, the game kind of opens up. And again, we'll paint. And we're gonna paint our restlessness. Yeah, that was 2 dread on the board right there. That could have been very bad. All right, then here, we're gonna go back to looking for the favor. I guess that makes sense because in my memory, I do remember her talking about, oh, the ministry visited me last night. Okay, he's got that. God, you jerk. You absolute jerk. You had plenty of mystique you could have played with. All right, she's in. What do we get? Yeah, of course she was. We were not surprised by that. You're the lesser of the winters. Violet, a believer. Violet likes to paint. She has a gift. Although she's always been very modest about it, she never puts human figures in her painting. There are enough people in the world. A winter painter? We should be very worried about that. Should be very worried about that. Damning evidence, here we come. No. Babble's a good boy. He was going to school and everything. All right, we are not stopping that train. We're gonna pretend that everything's gonna be okay, and we are gonna keep painting our little heart out. Paint a glimmering. There you go. Erudition. Fine. Well, and we do have a ejection plan if we have to. Yeah, I've not been impressed with our pulls from this thing lately. Stagdor, you're letting me down. You're letting me down. Yeah, he is totally gonna upgrade that evidence. Okay, colors of the night. I could spend money for more. Sure, why not? Man, he had so much mystique he could have played with. What a wet shirt. Damning evidence. Yep, damning evidence. Okay. What do we got next? Fascination. Earth agape. Oh no, it will harbor me. With the damning evidence of occult activities in the city, the Suppression Bureau will be able to convict you. Evidence may survive the death of the hunter who created it. I hate to tell you so, but I told you so. Yeah. The question comes, what is our plan to deal with that? Do we try to grab a favor? I don't know. I've never had great luck pulling a favor when I actually need one. We could pull it and we could just talk to her to keep it fresh. Or we could sacrifice a pawn. The sacrificing of the pawn is probably the easiest and least disruptive. Doing summon things just gets all kinds of things on my board. I need to think on that. All right, well, he's gone for now, and he's not coming up next. Your past tries were unlucky. It's not a bad chance to get it with a moth cultist. Who are my moth cultists? Okay, we do have Sylvia. She's keeping an eye on things. All right, Justin Boggin. This is your hobbit hole in the Shire on the line. We'll bet. We'll bet. The thing is, if we fail, we're gonna generate a bunch of notoriety. I don't want this on the board when we start doing our next phase 2, let's call it. All right. I wish that when this was in here, it would still count down. The fact that it freezes the timer is what makes it so painful. Because sometimes it's like, if I had just let it go, it would just wear out naturally. Okay. Let's do a proof of concept here. I do know that I'm gonna cause myself a little bit of heartache here, but let's make sure that this is working how I remember it working. Way the Peacock's Door. In my dream, I found the way to the Peacock's Door, sometimes called the Gate of Eyes, or Pride's Dismay. So we're gonna dream of the Peacock Door, and we're gonna go via ascent of a mirror, passing the Peacock's Door. The Peacock Door reflects the mirror I hold in my sleep, and the mirror reflects the Peacock's Door. Already a sensorous shiver ripples on the surface. It aches for fracture, and when it finds that satisfaction, I will enter. All right, let's see about that. That's also a Power 8 tool, by the way, for Lantern. All right, and I said I'd double check this, but I am pretty sure. And then we're at 21, and then we drop what I'm pretty sure is a 15 in here, and we should be good. And then we just need our desire upgraded. So what I want to do is I want to go to the Peacock Door. I want to see the level of the aspect that's there. I want to physically see it. Sensuous, possessing of strong sensation. There you go. All right, we did have our fascination get gobbled up. What do we got coming? A wound. And if nothing else, I can truly say we have passed by the spider door. We've gone through the chamber of ways, and we have arrived at the Peacock Door. And not only have we arrived, we have entered the Peacock Door, the Trisculpid Gate. So we have the Red Church, and we have the Worm Museum. Oh, I didn't. Hang on. I am so sorry. We didn't get our poll started. I need to have all my evidence. Bird or worm? I almost forgot. They would never let me live it down. There we go. The lantern influences are on the Peacock Door, aren't they? Yes, they are. I'm 99% sure. This is where the Sun and Glory was. I just don't remember which one it comes from. I'm gonna guess. What are you guys feeling? Worm Museum or Red Church? Bird is still the word? From the door itself? I don't remember that. I just remember it's from this door. Well, let's do a Red Church. Hey. Well, a favor from authority. But it cannot be relied on. Am I able to preserve that via a painting? I would assume no, because you don't have the right aspect. We could talk to her about it. We kind of have a choice to make. Do we continue to try to moth it, or we could try to rely on the favor and a patsy? How's that for luck? Well, it just depends. It depends on the timing of the next one. We have to keep this alive. It only lasts for 5 minutes. All right, but that didn't show me the aspect, and it cracked our mirror. So we're gonna need to repair the mirror. My minion has returned. The evidence has been destroyed. I'm a little safer. Sylvia? I knew you were a good investment. I'm keeping my eye on you. All right. Well, Malcine, I need you to repair the mirror again. We have more uses for this one. Now this requires a bronze spintre, so we can repair it 7 times at the moment if I had to. Shoot, I should have gotten Poppy's thing. All right, you know what? We're not doing anything over here. Let's go to work. I think we're gonna let this go. There's no reason to hold it now. I have no notoriety or anything on the board. Okay, we're gonna have an illness. Let's study a health quick. Let all this mystique burn off because we don't want it now. Now we don't want it because we want him to come and go quickly. Is on the door. All right, well, I mean, if we see the door, we'll that's the card that's face up, so we'd obviously pick it. Okay, that gets me the vitality I'm gonna need here in a second. I don't have the knife still. I don't have the fire still. Don't forget to give her her coin. I wish that was a magnet. Of all the things not to be magnetized, I wish when we were paying for treatment or work. Babel's used all his luck for today. No kidding. All right, immediately take care of you. Yep. Dang it. All right, well, it's fine. I don't have anything that he can do at the moment, but the problem is he's gonna be here for freaking ever. It's too bad that the magnet doesn't work like this, where he grabs the closest one. All right, what are you gonna do? Nab one of those. All right, our mirror is back. All right, maybe, well, I really want to see the influence for myself so to know that we are good. If we're not good, we would need to climb higher in the lore. So, yeah. I think we're going to continue to approach that door until I see it for myself. All right, turn in this. We also have this fascination burning around. We got another fascination coming. All right, we'll just leave that. We'll let it eat a dread at some point. I think I'm okay with that. Then again, this door is pretty likely to produce fascination, isn't it? I have no memories at the moment. We could try to paint for one, but I kind of want him to go away. Iron spintre. Okay, talk to her and get a job. The biggest danger to winning right now is myself and my impatience. We just gotta stay cool. We just have to stay cool. Yep. Excuse me? Did I not put a 6 in there? Oh, wait a second. Hang on. You want knock. I do not have that. Never mind. Okay, that makes sense. I wish they had picked slightly different colors for those two. They're just too close. Okay, you're mystiquing really hard. We have our dream open. No. I'm my own worst enemy. Be patient. I want to keep hitting this door. Mix up the grail and the heart colors. For me, those ones are far enough apart, but these feel much closer for me. It also doesn't help that normally, if I was playing this by myself, I would play about like here. This is where I would play. Zoomed in and I'd move it around. But I'm trying to stay kind of zoomed out because I think this is a better viewing experience. Okay, there's a restlessness. That's fine. That'll get rid of that. Yeah, we'll let the restlessness actually play out on purpose. Okay, we can get a job here. We've got one more mystique. Please go away. Okay, he wants lantern. I can do lantern for sure. Do that job. Son of a gun! You absolute jerk! Okay, well now we need a contentment. Alright, we'll head to the club for that. Okay, now we're getting in a little more danger zone. We got a couple danger plates. It always does that to me. Okay, there's our contentment. Let's just make sure that gets eaten. Okay, this is dealt with. Now we need a dread. We could pick up a dread from the stag door. What do we got coming? Another dread grabber? Nope, then I don't want one. All right, let's just immediately turn in that. God, I feel like we're spinning our wheels here for a minute. Another bronze, perfect. He's still mystiquing. He's mystiquing so hard. Okay, I think we're probably good to dream again. I think we're okay to dream again. All right, back to the peacock door. I want to see it. I want to see it myself. We can repair this. It's not a big deal to us at the moment. Okay, there we go. Picked a memory up. Now we're okay. And then we have Season of Ambitions. Is it time? No, just don't. Just don't. Another one. Painting with 4 passions, really good contentment. I get like 4 pulls from the deck. Yeah, it's also a good way to get fascination, Justin. I actually almost got killed. I don't remember if it was last time or the time before. I'd forgotten about that. And we had 1 fascination already in and we sucked a second one in. I would feel so dumb if we lost to that now. To my own hubris. I mean, it would be poetic, let's be fair, but... Okay, Season of Love, that's fine. Scholar Vac. Okay. I don't think we're gonna get any books in Vac, but that's all right. I think that was a pigment up there. Last night, I opened the peacock door, and afterwards it spoke to me. I am Vac, it boasted, both the tongue and the goddess. I'm the only entrance to the secret light. I was worshipped before, you upright apes, and I will still when all of you are ugly ash. Listen, I will prove it. I woke with my mouth full of words. Before the gods arose from blood, before ever apes stood upright, this was the language heard in the house of the sun. Yeah, we are probably one of like 2 or 3 people on the entire planet that can speak Vac now. And my mirror is damaged. You know what to do. Get working on that. Okay, we're gonna get a restlessness here. All right, good boy. I think we'll paint the restlessness away. What do we got coming? Yeah, Season of Amour. Yeah, let's paint that away. No, I don't want to study that. I don't know why that default's there. It really annoys me. Yeah, let's not cause ourselves more problems. 2 or 3 is about right. I have the VAC book in my current game. Yeah. I mean, so people who can answer Gearby's riddle and pass through the stag door are counted among the no. There are not that many no's just to begin with, probably a few hundred, maybe a few thousand. At least that's my interpretation of it. And so obviously people who have climbed even higher than that are going to be less and less and less. All right, what do we... Oh, yeah, paints. I don't care. And what do we got next? Another season... Oh, man. God, I really need to see this. I really need to see this. Okay, remind me again, peeps. The amount that we need for our ritual is 36, correct? I want to make sure that we have our count correct. We're going to gain a light in the skull. Perfect. Okay, there's my mirror repaired. 26 or 36? I'm pretty sure it's 30 something, isn't it? 26 would have been really easy. I think we could probably struggle bust our way to that now if we wanted to. 36 was typo, yeah. No problem. Okay, so I just really want that in hand before we start. Yeah, I really want that in hand before we start. Because that is the hardest piece, is getting that aspect up and running. Got a little free erudition. The fact that we have this ready makes me very confident once we get their aspect. This'll suck a little bit, but that is what it is. Okay, another restlessness. Nope. Nope. We don't do that around here. We are not restless, we are patient. We are patient builders. We're so bloody close. Aha. Aha ha ha. Aha ha ha. A splendor. 60 seconds. Lantern. Okay, we may not be coming back in here. Let's bask for a moment. We didn't end up going through the spider door, but there was no point. Having a corpse laying around. I guess we could have gone there. We could have used the corpse to summon a thing to try to eat the evidence, but I hate that route. I've lost multiple games trying that route when I was still playing blind. They would always get more notoriety, or they'd catch me with the body, or it was always horrible. Aren't there at least 54 times 2 people who speak Vac? Where do you get 54 from? Oh, I guess that's true, because you're probably counting the longs. Spider door can take prisoners. Not easy to get in without having to deal with notoriety. Yeah. Well, it's not the prisoners that are so much the problem. It's what's left afterwards. All right. Now, I want you. Fascination down there, by the way. Also, I think some winter. The peacock door unsealed. Last night, I satisfied the peacock door, and my action drew the attention of a certain hour. Or maybe it's an hour, not a long, that's up there. In the golden spaces of the Mansus beyond, I heard the flower maker's promise, and his promise is this: he cannot harm me, and he cannot find me. But if I will only come to him, he will satisfy my desire as I satisfied the peacock's door. In earnest of this promise, my eyes have been opened, and this morning I see glory. There's no body. They nerfed peacock door bodies. This is a casual game. Gah. No timer on prisoners. No bodies from prisoners. This is a game for babies, apparently. Back in my day, going through the peacock door was a notoriety for a prisoner and a body that generated notoriety like every minute. It was ridiculous. See all this gray hair that this game gave me? Ridiculous. The flower maker, I think most of this game has gone over my head. He was an hour. So the hours are like big wigs up in the manse. Hours, longs, nose. Yeah, so it did say hour, right? Yeah, hour. So I believe like the sun in rags would be an hour, I think. No, they may not be an hour. Basically, very big wig people up here. Okay, I'm gonna take my trophy. it is 15. Okay, so we already know, I don't need to put it in there and show you. We have 36 power. We are ready to go. The last thing we need to do is we need to upgrade our temptation into a true desire. Okay, so we will talk about the aspect. I mentioned this last time, but this is the thing I finally had to break down and look at the wiki for. I just couldn't figure out how to maintain an influence. I just couldn't figure it out. So, and when I won, I did the upgrade jink because I was in Forge. So I had to upgrade a Forge to 15. And I finally just had to look up because I couldn't figure out. I'm like, there's just no way I can get 2 of these at the same time. And that was the key. Need to work on that grumpy old man demeanor before you'll be allowed to join the club. Well, isn't it grumpiness versus gray hair, and there's like a sliding scale, like you can substitute one for the other? Okay, so we will be speaking to Solachana, the owner of the Ecadices Club, about a splendor, and we're gonna never stop talking about that. We're gonna become obsessed. Meanwhile, we need to upgrade our temptation, and I'm pretty sure we are on the step of this. Meditate on the goal of unearthly knowledge. Should I dedicate myself to this purpose, or follow my efforts elsewhere? Okay, reflection. Now, I don't remember what is the yes. Yeah, here we are. And there's, oh, we got things happening. We got a headless guy who has a moon for a head. Ooh, spooky. I will dedicate myself to the pursuit of knowledge. Running. All right. Grab the tiger by the tail. Here we go. Admission is free. Exit is not. What are we doing here? Painting. All right. Now, we'd like to get that done before our next season of Desire. Speaking about to Sokocha about Lantern is also a choice. Will that generate an influence? Yeah, like I said, that was the one piece that I was missing for my first win. So I was so proud. I'm still going to be proud of this one, even though I had the whole builder society, not cult. Society, manacles, smoking jackets, culture. Maybe some membership fees. All right, but one annoyance is we need to be on top of this because this does count down. In fact, let's move you guys like this. We do not want to let that tick down. I have spoken the words. Each hour has its color, but each color exists only where there is light. I will go where there is light. Though it bleaches me to glass, I've advanced a step towards a terrible ascension. Again, normally if you're just starting the game, you do this right away because you can do it, and you're so confused, you're just happy anytime you find something that works, and this kills you. I lost so many games to this. So many games. So we have, I've dedicated myself to the pursuit of higher knowledge. I must see beneath the skin, whatever the cost. This makes an enlightenment victory possible. I must be a true initiate of the Mansus. I will need to work with Lantern aspect to allow the Watchman to see me. All right, so the great work. Next, I did manage to get all the way through here blind, so I will give myself credit for that. This rite is the key that will allow the Watchman's gaze to enter me. I will be changed forever. All right, give that tail a little tug. Time to go. Oh, looks like something out of the oh, what's that thing called? The Vasquoi. What is that book called with all the weird drawings in it? The Vasquoi. That's not quite right. Somebody I'm sure knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure a lot of the art from this was actually inspired by that thing. All right, bind it. We're staring at this timer. Also, we have a fascination. That's right, we're gonna start having some fascination problems. Let's go get a restlessness. This is probably gonna be our #1 danger and running this out of time. Okay, we need a memory or some dread. We have another fascination look coming up. No, not the Necronominum. It's like the Vescoy manuscripts, or it's like a possibly real, possibly fake manuscript from like medieval times, and it supposedly has all these like alchemical things and like pseudo-Christian, pseudo-Arabic, like occult stuff in it. I'm actually surprised no one knows exactly what I'm talking about off the top of their head. Maybe I'm in too deep. If no one can figure it out here, I'll look it up and I'll post it. I'll post stream. How are we doing? Oh yeah, oh yeah. The rite is complete. Voynich. It's the Voynich what though? The Voynich manuscript? That doesn't feel like the right word. Tome? I can't think what it's called. The rite is complete. The marks of the watchman are upon me. The first mark is what I have said. The second mark is what I have done. If I inspect my body, I'll find the third. My hungers have now been refined. The manuscript. Thank you. Thank you. The Voynich manuscript. I was vaguely close. Ah, there's our friend. Look at that face. Look at that face. The watchman, who is the door in the eye, has touched me. Every day now, my curiosity grows stronger in urgent physical need, like gnawing hunger. I know this to be the third mark. And just if we look... Okay. I'll let you go down for 1 second. Let's actually, while I'm still paused. I didn't mean to do that, but sure. 36, but our desire is not strong enough yet. We have everything else we need except for our desire. All right, let's keep chatting. Okay, we do have a fascination on the board that's a little dangerous. We are searching the manse to try to get a restlessness. Yeah, we have another fascination coming. Let's get rid of this thing. Okay. Is there anything else bad? I could get a fascination. No, let's play it safe. I do not want to draw a fascination. That would be the absolute worst outcome. We just want a cheapy restlessness from that door. It's Mystique. She's ticking over. All right, here. We'll go to our job so we don't look too suspicious. Winter influence becomes dread. Ah, you know what? You are right. You are right. We can feed that. Good thought. Good thought. Yeah. Yeah. We gotta be a little careful here. Whenever the principle of the lantern is in, I may recall additional scraps of knowledge. So that one should be an erudition. But I'm pretty sure we can get a fascination out of there. This is where 8 lost my last run. Too much fascination on the board. Yeah, I want to be very careful. All right, we'll take the safety here since we're gonna deal with that a different way. Oh, but okay, in 60 seconds that will become. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so the #1 thing we have to wait on now is we need the time of desires to come up. That is how we upgrade our desire. That's why I was so annoyed that we got like a really good run of those earlier, because I can't influence this like this is just a timer. All right, we're gonna need a vitality. Let's go get a vitality. Actually, I guess we could have got one from here too. Sure, why not? Sorry, officer, nothing to see here. Babel's a good boy. He stays home and he reads books, and sometimes he goes to work where he builds houses with his arms that are a little too strong. Babel, known for his physique. Definitely the thing I am known for. All right, hey, I've only managed to squander 6 seconds on my influence. Okay, it grabbed the dread, so this will get rid of that. Paintings whisper, windows wink. I know these things are not true, but how can I be certain? You can defeat visions with dread or with fleeting remembrances. Otherwise, you will lose yourself to fascination at Fascination 3. All right. Didn't I have an illness? Oh, it's coming. I think I'm getting too much fascination. All right, what do we got next? Amor, not useful. You're still good. Questioning Poppy also can give you a chill atmosphere. You can also get those from A Street Strange by Moonlight if you go hunting through them. I don't know exactly which influences you can get, but I'm almost certain you can get a chili from that. Stay on it. Okay, I see no reason not to keep working. Why is my music so ominous right now? It should be very chill. We are very chill. We have no bad things happening other than this illness, but that's not even a problem. I'm gonna be like Teddy Roosevelt. I'm gonna eat my asthma to give me more strength. Okay, contentment. Okay, another time of fascination. Yeah. Streets can give you fascination. True. I love that there's so many different ways that you can solve problems. It's just a matter of, for me, remembering them. It's not even about discovering them. It's about trying to remember where you can get certain things. Okay, collect. Yeah. And we just literally keep talking, keeping this fresh. It's like keeping it in the fresh drawer. We need one of those mirror boxes from Sunless Sea where we can go to the surface and trap sunlight to bring back to the Untersea. Okay, fascination, but not on the board. He's looking, there's nothing to find. We have dread next. Yeah, I am very confident in my victory, so we're not going to fiddle with anything else that's going to cause complications. We're going to stay the course here. The only thing I could really screw up is this, and this isn't even the end of the world, really. I mean, we can keep going back. It would just be really annoying. I wonder what the drop rate of that thing is specifically. Probably 20% if I had to throw a number randomly. That would actually be a stymie if we ran out. I suppose if we ran out of bronze spintre. That would be a little annoying. Bleak thoughts. Okay, he's gonna investigate me again. You have fun. You enjoy that, buddy. I feel like we're in the, was it the last season of The Wire? When the main detective finally sits down and like buys Brody lunch. That's like me and this guy. Except for he's Brody. Because I'm not gonna go up in no house. See, Babel's watched at least one TV show. Back before I started my channel. Okay. Again. I really wish I could... No, we're not upgrading influence. Talk. I really wish I could set it up to pause on that. this game and Book of Hours, you need to have a notebook. So my one major complaint so far from what I've played from Book of Hours, you're playing as a librarian. I've worked as a librarian. And I know this is a little antiquated now, but what is the thing that a library does? What do you do in a library? You have a certain tool that allows you to find books. And I'm not talking Dewey Decimal System, the index. Why does the game not have an in-game index that you can take notes on and put them on the shelves in a certain order? Having to have a physical notepad or a digital notepad, aka Alt-Tab, feels really bad. It feels really bad. I think at this point I'm going to commit that at some point we will play Book of Hours. When we play that, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess we'll organize books by rooms, and I'm just going to rely on the hive mind of chat to help me find things, but that is going to be misery. My memory's bad enough in this game, it's going to be so much worse in that game. Ooh, Season of Ambitions. Okay. All my hard work paying off. You, go. We got 47 seconds left, we're all right. Okay, we're going to continue going to work because we are a good boy. Yeah, all those digital library systems nowadays. Lazy is what it is. Exotic cravings. What hungers drive us? Time alone in a quiet room with a living mind. That's all I need. And it magneted in a follower. Well, a betrayed follower, I suppose. Now, I don't remember. I don't think this is going to leave a body, although I might be wrong. This is why I wanted to make sure once we were on the tiger, we were good to go. We'll find out here in 1 second. Another mark. I have drunk the light of their mind. It thrills me. It fills me. The marks brighten in me. We got 2 eruditions. Okay, so we didn't have a body that was left behind. So essentially, we basically talked to them until we drove them mad, and then we let them go. That's how I would imagine that. Because there's no body. If we had killed them, there'd be a body. Basically, I sat them down and I was like, look, let me tell you my theory about how the old ones actually were an aspect of Nurgle. Play my 20-minute lore video. It'll explain everything. The deep lore. They couldn't handle the deep lore. All right, so we are on 4. So we are not ready yet. Okay, again, gotta be very careful with that. That is my only point of failure other than bad happenings. But because we're not doing anything crazy, what, I get an illness? Okay, I fix it. I get 1 dread, I fix it. I get 1 fascination, I fix it. Oh. Okay. I swear it used to leave a body back in the day. Maybe that's another way that I used to die to bodies. I seem to remember a lot more bodies. The high body count. And bodies are miserable because they produce notoriety, and I'm pretty sure they can find the bodies when they're looking for evidence. It's like 40K fan trying to explain all the lore to a normie. Not even like a normie, but like a super normie. Like a valley girl. Okay, keeping on track. Has anyone here utilized the erudition from Ascension? I mean, you could use it. I don't know. You could combine some lore or something, I suppose. If you were really good at this game, you could find the essence, and upgrade your lore and do your power all at once. Like, speed runs of this game, you can beat this game in like 20 minutes. Like, legit. I think it uses Throom actually to do. But yeah, if you know exactly what you're doing and the RNG gods are kind, this is not actually a long game. There it is. What hunger drives us? Exotic cravings. I'm surprised this is still going. I had thought chat would have killed you by now. No, chat's actually been pretty good. There have only been a few people who are trying to tempt me into killing the wary detective, but I knew better than that. Seen one that was like 5 minutes. Wow. Was it a Stroom Ascension? The reason it's Stroom is Stroom, I believe, always gives you this right. And this is like the easiest right to do, and I think one of the first ones you can get. Especially now that you don't need a projector. Like, literally, you could pull this as your first Moreland's victory as the Decadent Son. You could have that in like 2 minutes. And then all you need is a little bit of winter, and you're off and running. In your game, you killed the detective twice? Wow. And you just kept getting him? You didn't get one of the worst ones? Some time alone in a quiet room with a living mind. That's all I need. It's a short game, guys. Trust me, says the guy 16. I literally thought we were going to be done in 8 hours. My hubris for how fast I would be able to do this was great, apparently. Far too great. Okay, yum yum. After all the named hunters are gone, it just keeps pulling wary detectives. I mean, you'd have to be pretty wary if you were put on that case, I suppose, after everyone else is dead. Yeah, he is not particularly good. He's not interested, that's the thing. He's just not interested. At the 5th mark, the light may leak out wherever the skin is bruised or frayed. And now the skin is beginning to hang loose on my body as the process gnaws at my flesh. I'm very thin now. I'm almost always hungry. Gotta get a hot pocket, bro. Fill you right up. Okay. We need, I believe, 1 more mark. We have 3 in the cupboard. So we are sitting pretty. We got an illness coming. I got plenty of vitality. Well, I'll tell you what, though. I'm getting a really bad scratch in my throat, and I've already drank my tea. We're going to take our 5er here. We are definitely finishing this today. So I'm going to take my 5 minute. We've been here almost an hour and a half. I would, as usual, encourage you to get up, get a stretch and a drink. And we're coming back for the victory lap. We're almost there. So I'm going to take my break. I'll be right back. All right. I have fresh tea to fortify us through to the end here. Hopefully you guys got up, got yourself a stretch and a snack. Strap in. We're about to talk deep lore. The light is coming out through our skin. Probably not healthy. It's probably fine. We got 30 funds left. We have no danger cards on the board. We are maintaining our chat here to make sure that we don't lose our essence. We got extra vitalities on the board. I think we're good to go. Do it. Immediately grab it. And again, what we got left? 45 seconds. So I've lost 15 seconds on this thing. Again, I guess if I wasn't streaming, I would literally be like zoomed in staring at this to the millisecond. So I probably could do a little better on that. All right. Illness, and then he's going to come searching. So now we're basically just waiting for another season of desire. That's what we need. And then we should be good. Hopefully. By the way, I don't remember who said it the other night, but I was watching my own VOD back, as I do rarely, but I was. Somebody said that they got a side-by-side ad on YouTube for once. I really wish they would just let me turn that as my only option. I know it wouldn't be great for everyone, but I'd feel less bad about ads if it did side-by-side instead of the stupid, like, take over your whole screen garbage. How do they not understand how obnoxious ads are? Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Okay, we have our illness. We immediately take care of it. Our work. Okay, we have a fascination coming up, so nothing of danger at the moment. Hey, I don't even have any mystique for him to grab. Please don't generate any. Just let him go. Let him go. We don't need anything happening with that. I played this game book of hours, and I have the lady afterwards. Oh, I do not have the lady afterwards. I still don't understand the lore of this world. I mean, the thousand foot thing is, the Mansus is a place where the old gods lived and living gods now tread. You can get there by dreaming. You can gain power through there. People who the longs work for the hours. The hours are, in all intents and purposes, basically gods or demigods. There's different histories, so there's different parallel timelines, I guess you'd call it. I'm pretty sure we play in the 9th in this one. That seems to be the number that's stuck in my head. It's either the 3 or the 9th. That would be the very 1,000-foot level. And I mean, if you become a long, you're immortal. You know, there's a lot of other things that go along with that, but pretty big prize there, I would say. People do acting a fool when it comes to immortality. Okay, he is searching, we don't care. We have a fascination coming up, we don't care. We're just mindlessly going to our job, trying not to let the light spill out. Yeah, I always come back to it after like a month and I'm like, wait, which ones are the hours again? Are they the gods or the super cultists? I believe that the hours are the gods. Longs are the super cultists. No's have gone through the stag gate. I guess there's initiate if you've managed to make it to the wood. Off the top of my head, that's the ranks. Okay, we have dread coming up. Totally fine. It's not parallel. Are they? Don't forget about the names. Yeah. One thing that I'm kind of excited for, so their next game that's going to come out is basically going to be post Book of Hours, and it's supposed to be inspired by Disco Elysium. So it'll be a Disco Elysium style game, but set in this world, post World War II, or maybe 60s, post-war. But it's a post-war in this world, which has supernatural things. Okay, yeah, we're good to keep working. That sounds cool. It does sound cool. Yeah. What I'm looking most forward to is we'll actually get some more lore, hopefully. Because like you see, Book of Hours is very much like this. You get just lore snippets from things that you're doing. That one, I assume that we're going to be able to talk to people, for example. I think like the worms are going to be really big in that one. I think the worms lost the war or something. I haven't read too much about it because I want to go in relatively blind. Okay, we got a memory. It's looking for dread. I have no dread. It's looking for fascination. The lady afterwards is gorgeous. I play a lot of tabletop RPGs, and then the handouts are best in class. There's also, you know, speaking of tabletop adaptations, I think there's a tabletop adaptation of Limbus Company. That was another one I thought was like, oh, that could be kind of cool, actually. Not that I would have any time to watch it, but are there any channels that do variety tabletop gaming? I know there's lots of big D&D ones, but is there anyone who plays games like Lady Afterwards and like the Limbus Company one? Okay, we're down to 40 seconds. I gotta be a little careful on this guy. I think we're gonna be fine, but let's just not have an oopsie poopsie. Okay, we're gonna get sick. I believe there's a total of 11 seasons. So at absolute worst, we need to have 11 seasons go by. So that should be 11 minutes, essentially. Okay. Yep, health is fine. We're ticking that one over. They won it, but only in one history. True. We did have a piece of lore in this one that was talking about the kings of England allied with the Forge and conquered Europe. But I think that was in the third history. Okay, there we go. Okay, another memory. We're getting sick again. That's fine. There it is. Okay. Stay focused. Don't drop the ball on the final yard here. You know what? We're not even gonna work anymore. We're too close. The work is too delicate. I don't know any channels like that, but if you know D&D, I suggest watching Good Barbarian. Yeah, I know, like, was it Critical Role was huge for a long time. I can't really think of any others. I never really had time to watch any of those things. Back when I used to do tabletop, I spent my time doing tabletop. And then nowadays, I literally work 40 to 80 hours, depending on whether I'm doing... Well, I guess I'm still working 80 hours over the summer because I'm doing my channel about 80 hours a week. So I have basically no time. I can watch like one YouTube video while I eat every day. That's about what I get. It's kind of funny how the perspective shift from a viewer to a creator shifts. Especially when you're taking it kind of seriously. People always ask like, oh, have you seen this new movie? No. Have you watched this new show? No. Have you read the new book? No. I work 80 to 100 hours. That's what I do. Nothing but work. Okay, and there it is, my friends. The curiosities of light. I'm alone in a quiet room with a living mind. That's all I need. Maybe we're going full like Illithid on them and we're just like sucking out their brain juice. But again, I maintain if we were killing them, there'd be a corpse. I think we drive them crazy or like we hollow them out to a shell and then we just, they're no use anymore. We let them go. Doing a reaction to CGB, you'll get a subscriber bump. The algo loves it. Yeah, I won't say I never play the algorithm game because you have to, but I'm curating a very specific audience. People that like niche titles, generally speaking. Anytime I do something mainstream, it completely fails. People that like long form, I get a lot of people suggesting, oh, you should do shorts. I've done a couple shorts. They were whatever, but I don't produce things in that. You know, we're not here for that 1 minute hype thing where I scream weirdly and make a dumb face. We're here to talk about the hours and the longs and the no's for 20 hours. You know, get a mind in a room and we'll have a chat. Let me tell you guys about book hours. Sit down. We're gonna be here for a while. The 6th mark is said to occur when the flesh between the finger and the thumb can be pulled to the final finger joint. My skin is very loose now. I think my bones are beginning to soften. My eyes are not human color. And intellectual, that's right. You know, we're the builders. You know, it's definitely a certain type of person, right? And it's funny, whenever I have a video that kind of is a breakout video, that's where I generally get rude comments. I never get rude comments on my normal stuff. So, you know. I don't know if anyone's caught this. We've been kind of joking as an in-joke, but we had somebody comment a couple weeks ago about, you have to stop calling people builders. You are a cult. Like, okay, dude, take your medicine. Time to log off of YouTube for a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let me get some tea to celebrate this moment. GTA 6 will have Dominion 6 as a mini game. When it first came out, you basically did eat their brain. That's why you leave a corpse. Changed when they added the DLC. Okay. Yeah, see, like I said, I have memories of being very miserable, and I never got very far in this one, because we have to eat somebody every time to maintain mark. If I didn't have these prisoners lined up, we would drop back down, and then we would need more prisoners to climb back up. That's why I really wanted to have the whole buffet ready before we started, so I wasn't having... Can you imagine if I was having to do the, like, oh my god, we have 2 dread, and we have evidence, and we have 2 notoriety, trying to not die while we're doing this last little stretch? It would be very difficult. So, again, meta knowledge made this a relatively smooth run. Builders are good boys. That's right. Builders with capital B's around here. Your taste in games matches mine pretty well. Just found a few great games. I'm happy to hear that. You know, I've mentioned to people before, but one of the reasons I decided to finally start my channel was it was like, I kept searching for things I wanted to watch and no one was making them. And finally I was like, well, I guess I'll just do it myself then. There must be somebody else who wants to watch this. And the rest was history. Okay, let us start our great work. The others will not understand. There will be a price. Almost 20 hours of work here. We're probably at, I don't know, what are we at, 18 hours? The rite of the sunset, or the sunset rite. We will call upon the formula consurate. Clifton, my seer, will be my assistant. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna have to wait for this to pop out first. We'll give it 15 more seconds. Davcool appreciates your cultist sacrifice. Davcool would appreciate that. At some point, Slice, I probably will have to get the Davcool mod, and we'll have to do a cultist run. I've really looked into doing one, but apparently you need to live for like 120 days to get to the end of that, because the time to proc for those encounters are like ridiculously long. Remember when I found someone write reference to a Cultist Sim online and somehow devolved into me writing a 300-word essay about how Moth and Lantern are interchangeable? I do remember that. The lore of this game is cursed? Yes, it is. We can take things out of her chat at any time? Oh, cool. Well, you know what? That would just be rude. We're just gonna finish that chat. There we go. For old time's sake. Yeah, I guess because it's not a magnet, you definitely could. All right, the sunset rite, the formula, Clifton. We have an offering of a splendor. Cover your eyes if you like. It will serve no purpose. This is a 15th order influence. This might be the personal attention of an hour. And we did get this from an hour. We got it from Pressed Flowers. And our desire. The incursus. Little of the flesh remains. I will pass through the tricuspid gate, and I will not return. The watchman awaits me. In his footsteps, I will find the glory's light. The understanding is too much for my soul to hold, and so my soul will open. I will not be immortal. I will be more than that. Any follower used in the ritual will be consumed. If you care about whom you might leave behind, be careful. I believe there's an ending where you end up with your lover. We didn't really touch on the lover stuff. It's minor. Yeah, but I do believe that is one of the minor victories. I think you can retire from the cult with your lover. That's the other thing. Early on in the game, there are minor victories, but they're also game overs. That's another way that they get you when you start actually understanding what's happening. We are the builders working for the glory of Babel. Yes, you should capitalize B and G there. Builders and glory. For old time's sake, I will keep telling a Lukite about Lantern. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. Start the great work. Beloved. Oh no. Oh no, did Babel make a mistake? Aspect interested? Babel has made a mistake. Babel has made a mistake. I didn't know that we needed another thing here. In my forge victory, I did not need this. Uh-oh. Well, I thought we were done. Little of the flesh remains. I will pass through the tricuspid gate and will not return. The watchman awaits me. I will find the glory's light. Okay. This is for the alternative ending? Okay. Well, remember what I was just saying? You could have a beloved. Well, there you go. Is that just the lover's part? We may be okay then. All right, well, we don't have a choice. We could try to get a lover instantly. Like, we could try... I don't even remember what that interaction is. Is it talking to them about passion? I don't even remember how you do that. It's been a while since I've fiddled with that mechanic. It can be kind of nice to have them for the other thing. Anyways, all right, well, we'll see. One way or the other, there's no stopping it. Like I said, we've climbed on the tiger and pulled his tail. 50 seconds. Oh, there it is. Solitude. Talk about temptation. That's right. All right, well, that's fine. Only I understand. Can you make the detective your beloved? I would guess if you have them recruited, you probably could, but that's pure guess. I've only ever done characters. What do we got down here? Yeah, give me that, give me that. What's popping out? Okay, more temptation. All right, win or lose, we're gonna find out. Thine be the glory. I walked behind the watchman. I will not grow old. Ooh. I literally thought we were gonna die on stream 1. The door in the eye. The incursus. I have passed through the tricuspid gate and entered the high rooms of the Mansus. Remember, that was the very highest thing in the manse. The glory is very close here. Capital G glory. It leaks through the fabric of the house to contribute its light. I have walked behind the watchman. I've seen his shadow. Remember, he has compassion in the shadow. On the stone. Stone's an old god. Sometimes I hear the hours debate, one with another, on the matter of the course of the world. I will not live. I will not die. Perhaps one day I will rise even higher. Congratulations on a standard enlightenment victory. This is just a normal victory, just by the way. You have wrestled the game to its knees. There are other paths. There are other paths. We're not going to do one, but I will show you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I have done a forged victory, so a power victory, and now we've done an enlightened victory. I've also had the you just accept a promotion at work again, and you just get comfortable being like, yes, I'm an accountant that knows about the occult. And that's an ending. I'm pretty sure I've had an ending where like me and my lover were just like, peace out. I don't think we're gonna do this anymore. Of course, all the deaths, the dread, the fascination, the starvation, Poppy eating me, all the various things. Yeah, yep, Justin. Yeah. That's when I started this, I had to delete my save that was at this point. That's why I was like, oh, this is going to hurt so bad. So I'm very glad I got my save back. All right, let's just see what happens here if we begin another descent. So after you die, when you first start the game, you are just the initiate, or the, no, not the initiate, the aspirant. That's just the standard gameplay. When you die during gameplay, you get I believe it's one based on how you died, and then 2 random ones of what you could be. So there are other playthroughs. So as the aspirant, remember at the very beginning, we lost our job at the hospital. We got the old man's papers. That's how we got into it. There are other playthroughs. So we have, okay, so we could do another aspirant run. So that's kind of blah on this one. You shouldn't give me that twice in a row. The Exile, this is a totally different game, basically. You actually have like a map of, I think it's Europe, that we have to like run away and do things like we're getting chased. I've actually never played through the Exile. There's like a doctor. The doctor's really cool because you have a job at the Institute that is, it pays as well or better as Glubber, and there's no timer on it. It is so glorious. It is so glorious, except as you become initiated in the world where you would have been the doctor who tried to take care of your previous character. So like as your previous character went crazy and died, he has his case notes and he starts reading them, and it drives him crazy. So he like cuts out his eye. So you have to sacrifice some of your health to start that playthrough. So you have less health in the doctor playthrough, but you have more reason. There's it's like a decadent son. He's like a fop, and he has like a bunch of passion. And you start with like oriflammes, and your father dies, and then the money starts drying up, and like there's actually like, and they actually do like binge your playthroughs pretty good. Some of them also have unique cults. So the medium and the ghoul, and I guess that's the priest. And who's the other unique cult? I'm missing somebody. Oh, the dancer. The dancer has her own. Hers is like has to do with the Enkides Club, and like you shed your skin and become something else. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. The final one, and the one I've never done, is the Apostle in Thethet. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember who I am, but I have dreams have taught me what I must do. Always available after the incursus. So I could do this one because of our ascension. The one I had before was the first dream, but it was for Forge. So we would play as the same character after something else happens. And this is a totally different style of play. Like, we're actually fighting with other hours and longs and names inside the manse. And like, you actually can like trap things and set booby traps. And I've never played it myself, but it's a totally different run. The 3 Apostle runs have very different mechanics. So, okay, so that's 3 games plus the Exile plus the normal game. So there's at least 5 games in here. Absolutely crazy. Dancer does not have a unique code. Okay, well, I'm incorrect on that one then. I guess a unique victory, I suppose. Unique temptation, maybe. Decadent Sun gets the last book you read in the previous game. That's how 5-minute speed runs are done. Okay, that'll do it. So you get like a good winter book. You go get Strum, and then you can just recruit the guy, promote the guy, and get victory pretty quick. I could see that. There is no rich guy run. That's the Decadent Sun. But, you know, obviously things don't go smooth. Daddy dies. Okay, I am not going to start that run today. But maybe someday we will come back to this and we will play through that. So we will go back to menu here. And then if I click continue, that'll take me back to that screen. Unique Temptation. 3 different endings, Heart, Moth, and Mixed. Apostle is a normal game, but harder. Yeah. So, yeah, needless to say, Cultist Simulator. Very cool game. Very cool game. Obviously, no one here is going to play it completely blind, but it was an experience. It was an experience of really testing your creativity and your endurance to get through that. I don't know when, not in the too near future, but we will play through Book of Hours. To me, that's more of a fall-winter game. That's another one that's probably going to be a 40-hour playthrough, 100-hour playthrough. Hopefully, I'll see some of you guys there for that one too, because that should be pretty fun. I have not gotten very far in that one. I've only opened up maybe 5 to 10 rooms, so that's baby's first steps in that one. And I actually like the vibes in that one. I don't want to say more because they're different, but I like the vibes in that game too. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I think I'm going to reinstall this for a couple runs. Well, I'm glad to have inspired you, Shannon. When will we do another run of this? I don't know. When the mood strikes. When the mood strikes. I have so many things to do and so little time. Does Book of Hours explain the lore? I mean, there's more of it. There's more of it. I don't know if it explains it that much, but there's definitely more. Book of Hours is huge. Book of Hours is very huge. I have not watched Beyond the Beginnings, but I know that the channel Icon, IC0N, has a couple complete playthroughs of Book of Hours. He's usually pretty decent, and he finishes his playthroughs. I've watched his stuff in the past. He also did Amazing Cultivation Simulator, too, if you're into that. He did quite a few of those runs. So that's a channel I could say if you're impatient and you don't want to wait for my playthrough. I will say this. When we play Book of Hours, my big ask is going to be, if you're someone who has not beat the game, we can kind of play it together. If you have beat the game, just like in this one, I'm going to ask you not to tell me information unless specifically asked for. So I don't know if that means you want to wait before you watch it yourself or play it yourself or what, but just keep that in mind. This was very fun to play blind. I'm sure Book of Hours will be too. When was the last time we looked at Ascend from Nine Mountains? Last time I played it. Yeah, I get his Discord messages like every day when he patches. Another game I will definitely go back to at some point. I just don't know when I'll have time. Scroll of Taiwu looks like it's going to take up most of the summer at the rate we're currently going. I do feel like it might speed up a little bit. I don't know. We've done what? 2 sword mounds out of 8 or something. So I don't know. There may become a point when I start playing a little bit offline on that one that'll speed us up. So we'll just have to see on that one. So yeah, Cultist Simulator, amazing game. Tomorrow it will either be Song of Six or Pal World. It will probably be Pal World. I want to do, like I said, at least one stream just to stick my nose at Nintendo a little bit. If it's popular, we may play a few days of that. If it's unpopular, we may just move on. Probably to Song of Six. That's like really on the short list of things to do. So coming in the near future. I'll have to decide before tomorrow's stream, obviously. All right, I think that's it for me. I really am feeling it in my voice tonight. I did too much recording yesterday, I guess. So I hope you guys have a great Friday. I think it's Friday. And I hope to see you tomorrow for both of the streams. Song of Six is great. Yep. I did a series and a stream of it before, Justin, but I was very much a noob. So hopefully this time we'll be able to make it a little further than we did last time. All right. As always, don't forget to leave a like on the stream. That helps me a ton. If you're not subscribed, I'm amazed that you're here still, but I hope I've earned your subscription. And as always, if you want to support the channel, super chat when I'm live. Check out the channel memberships. I have a Patreon if you want to just leave a tip. Otherwise, thanks for being cool. Thanks for playing and sharing tips and lore. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this playthrough, guys. So thank you, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this one too. Oh, what was the bird and worm thing? Yes, final thought. When the game first launched, when you changed the bird and worm setting, there was a setting in settings here. It said bird or worm, and you could switch between the two. It changed your a line of text in your save file, and people discovered that it was coordinates. And when somebody actually went to the geocache, it led them to a secret website. So it was this whole like real life mystery thing where you could uncover things about the game. And then later that was patched out. And I'm pretty sure it controlled the mechanic where you could grab a card and magnets couldn't pull it out from you. So like when we had that piece of evidence or that notoriety, I could grab it and hold on to it. And as long as I didn't release the mouse, they couldn't grab it from me. So you could basically hide a piece of evidence or something like that. And then that is at this point actually been patched out of the game. That is no longer a mechanic. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then the bird worm thing itself also just has to do with the bird song and the worm lore, which are not really in this one, although the worms do come up. We read about them in Vienna with the orphans disappearing. In Book of Hours, I don't remember if we can do, I'm pretty sure we can do worm lore. I know we can do bird song. I wonder why they got rid of it. Just mechanics changed. It seems like the game has been made a little more easy. The fact that I'm so shocked that we weren't leaving corpses everywhere is just evidence of that. I think it's in a pretty good place though. Exile mentions the birds and worms a little. Yeah. So, I don't know. It won't be but probably a few months before we get into Book of Hours. I'm pretty confident that we're going to enjoy that. I was very worried no one would watch this, so I think you guys proved me wrong on that. So, thank you, thank you. Again, you guys really made this a fun playthrough, so I really appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed. All right, I'm going to go rest my voice so that we can stream tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.